everybody. Welcome to Sports in Mandela. As usual, start with a quote. Attitude determines your altitude. Morning, Taddy, what's up?
Hey, pretty goodish, Earl. That's a goodish, you know. What happens? Had a bad week this week. Boy, so much wind and they couldn't go beach. I was so disappointed. For 4 days, I don't get to go forth. So for me, you know, that's a bad week for me. You know, so I want to keep us fit as, you know, you're a gym man, you know. I used to be, you know what I mean? So I want to keep as pretty healthy, not as good as you guys, but relatively healthy, you know what I mean? You see our body here. I must say a brother, I told him to picnic. But you used to see you stay and walk on so now like absent. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the job got him too occupied. I don't know, you know what I mean? I used to sit the man and walk out when the place was party doing real good. Then when you came on the shack this morning, your mommy, you gave your mommy heart attack. How you get so fat, you know what I mean? That was so weird. And that's how you got big now with you, you know what I mean? That was a skinny man fit. When the man, you really know the days when the man bowled, the man bowled 4 hours spell fast, man begging out guy, give somebody some bowling. The man don't get tired of so he and Gunner, you know what I mean, and flip on the man. That man can't get tired of so. So give somebody some bowling now. Because that man can bowl 3-4 hours fast and that. I don't want him on it. If you can recall, then they get injured and then they work down, you know. Please, I'm correct, because I can't recall any of them broke down and pull muscle, something sick, and the man was so super fit. We can't recall them broke down. So I was saying, boy, what if Earl play this week, or Cleveland play this week? My guys are that super fit. They never really broke down or something. And you have to get the credit for the card when they put in. And hey, Cleveland was giving the joke, you know. I pass the other day. I say, girl, that's our friend. And girl, I'm fatter than you. She's my old trainer, you know. A nice flimchin girl. I say, girl, how you get so? Because she's super fit. Yeah. So Earl boy and Cleve stick to the gym and get some exercise going. You know what I mean? They want to get in a big gut like some of them.
Let's introduce Kaisha. Kai, morning, how are you?
Hi, morning. I'm good, thank you.
I know you're happy to be back again.
Happy to be back and ready for the discussion.
I wanted to go quickly. You're sure happy to be back?
Yeah.
Because the last week, the 2 please, daddy said something about you. You know, well, watch you. So make sure you say no to the Cleve.
I want to say good morning to Cleve Joseph.
Good morning, Mandela. Nice being here again. Good morning, Farm Western's fast bowler Franklin Rose. Nice seeing you.
I want to say good morning.
Thank you for having me.
Nice man. And Roach, I want to say good morning to my buddy, Roach.
Yes, well, good morning to all of you, good gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be back in Antigua, and a greater pleasure to be on this very distinguished program. Thank you for inviting me.
Right. And that's true. Weeks on yet?
No.
Not yet. Okay. Well, I'll start off with Rosie. Morning, Rosie. What's up, man? How things?
Morning. Good man, waiting for my breakfast. Hungry.
Breakfast.
Yeah, you get the breakfast. Okay, cool. So tell us, man, what's up, man? Tell us how you start get into the game of cricket. Tell the audience, tell the fans how you get started.
Man, it was a tricky one for me because I grew up in a village, country, bush.
That says
Without no cricket facilities, man. So, look, man, it's the dominance of West Indies cricket back in the 70s and 80s encouraged us to play cricket. Of course, your dad, your granddad stay up 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning listening to the radio. You know, of course, those days, no TV, and you know, the whole entire community celebrating, you know, the dominance of West Indies cricket. And we just go to the bushes and get some sticks and get some young oranges and play cricket in the road, man. And, you know, it just grew from there to go to school, and then, you know, you play primary school cricket, and of course you have coaches and scouts coming to watch those games, and then you get drafted into the high school. But a lot of people don't know that I used to wicket keep because I was a lazy, lanky, cranky individual. I'm still lazy. You know, it's good to admit your fault and your weaknesses. But so one evening at practice, you know, wicket keeping, then I went to bat. So while I was batting, someone else was wicket keeping, of course. And then when I finished batting, the coach said to me, "Come and help out the bowlers, man. Bowlers are working hard." And man, the very first 6 balls, it was natural. I didn't see a wicket pad for the next Never again. So I guess 3 weeks after that, I was opening the bowling for my high school. Like, high school cricket in Jamaica is at the highest level of cricket. You know, you leave high school, then you play senior cup, from senior cup to the national team. You know, so from wicket keeping to bowling, and to be honest with you, there's a lot of regret because, you know, I hope these youngsters for the future listen to the cricket. I didn't take the game that serious, you know. Easy come, easy go. You know, I wasn't even thinking of playing cricket for the West Indies at the highest level. And I think it comes too easy. And in life, when we black people, we get stuff too easy. We take it for granted. So, you know, I'm not afraid to say I didn't take the game too serious. And I'm still being criticized these days on the street, you know. Everyone knows that I finished at 28, but come on, guys, take your cricket serious. Don't be the next Franklin Rose. Go, you know, follow the footsteps of Walsh and Ambrose. So, you know, work hard, you know, improve on your talent, you know, grab the opportunities. And you know, there's a lot of money in the game. So that's why I'm disappointed and surprised these days we don't find a lot of kids playing cricket because, you know, the background of West Indies cricket, we dominate. You know, West Indies cricket is the Brazil of football. So, you know, it's the Manchester United. Sorry if you guys don't support Man U, but, you know, the dominance of sport, you know, was West Indies cricket. So we all wanted to play for West Indies. But, you know, hard work, take your game serious, and thrive for success.
Okay.
I just heard this something a while ago, and I'm just here laughing. I can tell you what something happened to me last night in my village. So some guys play football under the lights, and two of my friends said, well, you used to play cricket under the lights? I said, no, when I left Seaton, they never had any lights in the village. They had no electricity. They didn't have any lights, so I couldn't play cricket under the lights. They had no electricity in my village. So I know how that goes. When you come from a village like that, yeah, you concentrate more on doing things, you know. But I heard this say something where that they used to brand me not being lazy, you know. But I was kind of a calm and coolish guy, you know. But I was not lazy, but I wasn't as swift as other people, you know. So I say that if you're not as fast as they say lazy, you know, which is unfortunate. But I can call him bonus a very good spell for the West Indies, and I appreciate what you said, though, because young people these days, like me, I give them this joke all the time when I was in grammar school. I find I excuse cut practice because I know it's better than most of the guys. I have to get picked. So I squad practice.
Exactly.
So when you think you're better than other people, and they have no chance to pick you. You're not care to put in the hard work.
True.
But hear me now, Rose. In our days growing up, we played cricket. We wanted to go to the highest level. Although you say he was aspiring to the highest level, but that was all that we played. These days now, the youngsters, because the West Indies team is not doing so good, or not good at all at the higher level, the kids don't seem to gravitate to playing the sport. What's your thought on that?
What about the money, though? What about the money?
Yeah. The money might be a factor to help them gravitate to playing the sport, right? To playing cricket. But then in our days, with West Indies team doing so well, our parents always wanted us to be on the outside playing cricket. Well, from Antigua, our parents wanted us to be like an Andy Roberts, a Viv Richards, right? And then my favorite fast bowler then was Malcolm Marshall. So they wanted us to be out there, so they didn't stop us from being outside playing the sport. Nowadays, nowadays the parents is telling the kid, what cricket? Although there's a lot of money in it, unless there's a smart parent, the parents is basically telling the child, what cricket? Do your studies.
Yeah, that's very sad because down in Jamaica, and I went to the schools in the community. I tried to target the schools that can't afford to pay coaches, schools that doesn't have cricket equipment. So I went to the school, you know, of course, for free. You know, you donate and contribute equipment. And the principal looked at me and said, no, sir, I don't want cricket ball like your parents spitting it them and the parents them go cut off my head. So these are the attitude. The principal, these are the kids that we target from grassroots. And the principal going to say, you know, cricket ball too tough. I don't want the ball like your parents them pitting it. Man, that is poor, because back in our time, to go on the road and play cricket because we didn't have any cricket facilities. But the mindset of as what you said, the parents and the principal and the guardians, man, it's not the same. But as you said, maybe because we're not dominating cricket anymore, hopefully we'll see that before I pass. But you're right, it is a shame, you know, West Indies, I think our mindset, man. I do not want to criticize the T20 because I'm happy for the guys making a few bucks to pay their bills and you know, live a comfortable life. But why is it affecting West Indies cricket only? I got English guys plays in the IPL, Australia, South Africa, New Zealand, and of course India. I'm calling those teams because those teams are dominating world cricket. So what is wrong with us? Is it a different mindset? When we play for the IPL, we don't use the same attitude to play for the West Indies. So let us pay our guys $100,000 per game when playing for the West Indies. Let's see if the attitude will change, because man, I'm hoping it's not the money change their mindset and the attitude, but we dominate T20, the IPL mindset when we're playing for a country. So that is my question to you guys. So I need help.
Well, I personally think the issues are wider than what you gentlemen are speaking about. So for example, let's think about a parent who has a young son. Now that particular parent wants the best for his or her child, and they have to answer some very serious questions. The life of a cricketer, as you just said a while ago, Franklin, you finish at 28. The life of an average cricketer is about 35 years of age. Now we need to ask ourselves serious questions. I mean, how many youngsters will go on to play international cricket or cricket at a level that can actually support themselves and also their families? So what you find these days is that a lot of parents, they have looked at other players over the years who have played for Jamaica, who have played for the Leewoods, who have played for other countries. And after their playing days, the reality is that they have actually fallen on some very hard times. No cricket association comes to their rescue. Because the cricket associations in the Caribbean, from Jamaica to Trinidad to the Leewoods, they don't have any structure in place that support players after their playing days. Now, that creates a problem, all right?
Totally agree,
Yes, it creates a serious problem, because I know lots of cricketers who have played for different teams across the Caribbean. And these guys have fallen on some serious hard times. I mean, one of the things I always said to my friend Taddy, and I said it to him last week when I was in London, you can send your child away to study for 7 or 8 years, and he or she will become a doctor or a lawyer. And they're quite comfortable for the majority of their lives, all right? A guy who plays cricket for 24 and 25 years, giving all to country, all to the West Indies, and then after your playing days, what do you do?
True.
So how do we deal with that issue? Well, first of all, I think the West Indies Cricket Board has not transformed itself over the years. No. I mean, I am speaking openly. Yeah. What you find is that the first thing you said, and I listened very keenly, you spoke about your young days growing up in Jamaica and you playing cricket with oranges and with sticks from wherever you got them from. The sad reality is that, our cricket has not gone beyond that. Tell me which of these countries besides Barbados have a proper academy in place? Well, you spoke a while ago about the dominance of West Indies cricket in the 70s and 80s and the early 90s. But which country besides Barbados has any kind of proper professional structure in place? The answer is none. You talk about the 3 Knights Academy in Antigua, that's just words. There's no action to it. Am I right, gentlemen?
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
No, I mean, I just want you guys to appreciate what I'm saying.
You're Antigua, no.
Right, so, no, the point I'm making is that we have to reinvent ourselves, as a people, and also Cricket West Indies. Now, we have been placed in a situation where you said a while ago, if you give the guys more money, they won't improve. It's not money that will make them improve. Money doesn't make people improve. You need that mentality, that success mentality to start off with. And then what you need with that success mentality is the correct support. So for example, in the days of the dominance you spoke about, and you to Frankton, you have played league cricket in England. So you'd have benefited from playing league cricket in England. Most of our champion players in the 70s and 80s and early 90s, they played league cricket and English county cricket. Now that outlet is totally closed off. How do we deal with it? Do we send our players to Australia to play league cricket? Do we send them to New Zealand? Do we send them to India for stints? What are we doing? We are doing nothing at all. We are making no investment in our players. And you can't expect not to invest and reap rewards. How do you do that? How do you don't invest and reap rewards? I don't know. Maybe a gentleman can tell me. Earl is a banker. I don't know. Maybe you're the best man to answer my question. You can't not invest and expect success.
Excellent, excellent. That's true.
You know, and that's the problem with West Indies cricket. So, and look, cricket is a very expensive game as well. How do you get these people? It's a very expensive game. So think about the parents has to buy some pads and cricket kit for a kid. The average person or average family probably makes $4,000 or $5,000 Eastern Caribbean dollars a month. These gear would cost over $2,000. How do they get the kids to go and play cricket? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my point is that there needs to be a transformation from the grassroots level, and it has to be done by the cricket boards in association with Cricket West Indies. You see, you just can't wait until players start playing for the West Indies. And then you start realizing there's so much deficiencies in batting, in bowling, in attitude. These things should have been addressed under 19 and under 16.
Maybe under 14.
Maybe younger, maybe
under
13,
14,
14,
right?
13.
And then you have a cricket board, and the people who support them sometimes are very vindictive, and they don't put the correct people in correct positions. Because they may not like Franklin Rose, because Franklin Rose is outspoken. So they don't want Franklin Rose to be part of their setup. Even though Franklin Rose can make a meaningful coaching contribution. And these are the kind of things that happens, and we need to eliminate them. True. And if we don't, we're not going to be successful. We cannot be.
True. We just have Weeks joining us. Weeks, morning Weeks.
Good morning, gentlemen. Hope you're well.
Yeah, man, we nice. How are you doing?
Is your cousin?
I'm good.
Man, Weeksy, what's up at your eyes, man?
I'm Franklin Rose. You see Franklin Rose?
Hangovers. Weeksy, what happened, man?
What's happening, Rosie? Yeah.
The last time I played against Weeksy, the last time I saw Weeksy bowled me some short ball, man. I'm Willem, man. Weeksy, come on, man. We fast bowlers. Jimmy Adams and Samuel.
Rosie, you only get back what you dished out.
No, man. From the cricket days, man.
Huh?
Gentlemen, it's like me take with this man's wife or something, man. Come on, Weeksy. Huh?
There's no fast bowler union anymore, man. That's it.
We never look forward to play against the Leeward Islands, man. Those short balls. But you know what, man? It's good for the cricket. So when we face the world, we're used to those short balls and those aggressions.
When I give you a story.
Yeah.
I saw Otis Gibson last year before he left Yorkshire, and Otis Gibson was struggling to get the fast bowlers in the county to bowl bouncers.
Oh God.
That comes from the fact that the English kill out the fast bowling, the bumpers. Once they brought in this one bumper per over rule, that basically killed off.
Cleep. There's no intent in fast bowling anymore.
Well, and I see that in the Caribbean also now. Everybody wants to be a spin bowler. Nobody wants to run in and hit the deck hard and have the ball flying around.
There's no intent than when we used to play. And the fast bowlers now are too soft. They're not fast bowlers anymore.
It's so strange, gentlemen. It's so strange you are saying that, because just the other day I was talking to John Maynard, who is here watching us, the dentist, and he was saying the same thing. He wanted to stay really fast ball coming out of the Caribbean. So you guys really on the ball. So what can we do? What can we do to get some fast bowlers?
Are not supportive of the fast bowlers, so it's a tricky one. We see Akilo saying opening the bowling for West Indies. Come on, man.
Yeah, man.
Hurt. Piece and the arm guard and the check guard. Come on, man. Spinners open the bowling for West Indies cricket.
You can imagine.
To be honest with you, man, I don't watch much domestic cricket, but over here in the UK, the system over here is upside down. and you wonder why you don't produce fast bowlers or spinners. So this T20 stuff we play is in the middle of starting June and finishing in September. You're playing the 4-day county championship in April and May when it's wet and it's green and nobody wants to bowl. Okay? So it's upside down. You wonder why you don't produce any fast bowlers or people who play against spin. The system is wrong. It's upside down. We are playing T20 stuff when we're supposed to be playing 4-day cricket. You know, so you look at most county games now, over 4 days, draw. There's no result. They even brought in a system where you couldn't roll the wickets in the 4th innings to try and get results. You know, so let's say, for instance, how many games when we played in Red Stripe where you will forfeit an innings to try and get a result? No. If you want to win, bowl me out. You know, over here now it's a forfeit. If it rains for a day, it's a 3-day game, and we'll forfeit the innings, and we'll play 120 overs. I bat for 60, you bat for 60. Whatever you get, chasing you get the points. The game is gone soft. So there's no more bowling you out to win the game.
But
doesn't look like it affect the England cricket though, Gibbo. England is in the top 3. You know, you have India, Australia, and England. So it doesn't seem to affect the English cricket.
England not in the top 3. They're ranked number 6 in the world.
And I don't believe in that rank because look at it. Bangladesh is ahead of West Indies and this Champions Trophy. You have Afghanistan and these guys qualified ahead of them. I don't believe in that, man. I'm sorry. I'm not no rocket science, but I'm sorry. England, Australia, and India playing the best cricket these days. I'm sorry.
Well, the test team for sure can they play some kind of cricket like a basketball. It's all just go straight like 2020 for test match. So all hell break loose when they play. It's fair, the match finish in 2.5 days.
Taddy, this basketball stuff, Vivian Richards, what do you that in the 70s?
Adam Gilchrist.
Yeah, West Indies did do that in the 70s.
But that's just one player.
So we move from 3 and over to 5 and over, and we call it basketball. Australia have been doing it in the 80s and 90s, and same with the West Indies.
Yep.
Right? So these basketball rubbish you're talking about, that ain't cricket.
True.
You know,
But look,
that's not cricket. You win a few series and you bat a day and you get 500 and it's basketball. Right? It's a load of rubbish.
What do you think about
They
it?
ain't basketball now in India, so they can't win the game.
True.
What do you think about it?
About basketball?
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to kind terminologies to put some interest into the game, but in terms of the substance,
Yeah.
I don't think there's much substance to it. But it brings excitement to cricket. Cricket is all about excitement, so that's a positive.
Like I saw Australia young guy open bat the test match, the 19-year-old guy, and he reversed this and that kind of stuff. And he brought out the fans to the game with the excitement. When the Kansas or something, he's a young guy open bat and he brought out excitement to the game. All the fans were happy.
Yeah, but that's craziness, man.
Why they drop him against Sri Lanka, though? I was looking forward to see him carry on. What happened? They dropped him against Sri Lanka.
They dropped against Sri Lanka.
I think they say back on
What I would like to ask you, Franklin, I would like to ask you, I mean, having played for the West Indies before, I mean, what advice would you give to youngsters now who wants to actually embark in a career in cricket? I mean, you know, from where you are, you can look back and say, well, I should have done this or should have done that. What would be your advice to a youngster who wants to take a career path in cricket?
Well, don't follow my footsteps. Keep your mouth shut. If a fish didn't open your mouth, then you get into trouble.
At least he be frank and honest.
Straight up.
Listen. Wixie and Rosie, we need to get back some fast bowlers in the Caribbean. What's your solution? At one time, I noticed at the under 19 level, they were saying you can only bowl a spell of 5 overs and then you have to take a half an hour break before you return. What do you think of that? Because to me, that does nothing for you building a fast bowler. Nowadays, we used to bowl from start of the innings right down to maybe 10, 12 over spell. And that's helped the muscle development of the muscle and everything in terms of bowling. So I like to know what your guy take on how we going to get back some real fast bowlers back into
I'm in
Western cricket?
disagreement with the 5 overs thing, because especially if you go overseas and play league cricket and you play county cricket, you are the overseas players, so you're getting the big bucks.
Yeah.
So for league cricket, back in the Lancashire League, which is the toughest league, sorry Weeksy, where did you play? Yorkshire? 50 overs, and the pro, you bowl 25 overs non-stop at one end.
Wow.
And remember, this is an era when you're representing Jamaica and West Indies.
Right.
And you're going to bat number 4. So you go to England to play league cricket as a tail ender, you get in the big bucks. So you're going to bat number 4 and you're going to bowl
Half the over.
half of the over. So automatically the responsibilities develop in your professional level of cricket. So that takes you back into West Indies cricket. County cricket, you know, Weeksy, you're going to bowl 20, 25 overs for the day. And it's worse if you're getting wickets. Captain said, keep going, Rosie, keep going. You know, you bowl a spell, 10, 12 overs, and, man, we used to love it because we as fast bowlers, we want to bowl, and especially you doing well. So, and they need to cut all this crap. Fast bowlers need to be strong, hungry, fit, determined, hostile, have this killer mentality.
Right.
My captain going to take the ball from me 5 overs. Look, man, I'm going to be a Azari Joseph and walk off the field if they do that.
And of course, I heard this there's something just now, and I'm here telling myself, you say batting number 4, but some of my guys were just telling us, and you have to just be the open mat. So they tell me so that as the pro in the club, you have to be the open mat. So I couldn't understand it. You know what I mean? So you're quite right. Even you're pro, they want everything for you. You make the most ones, take the most wickets. And like I say, they want a ball. I remember part of Kurt used to tell me when he played for the rest of the team player. So the boy tired by the captain say, Kurt, give me another spell there, boy. Real knockout, but
of course.
You're the pro.
I think one of the issues I have, and you touched on it a while ago about love what you do. And surely in my time growing up, Leeward Islands training camp at factory, how long we bowl all day. Yeah. We bowl all. I think what it is sometimes as well is that evidently is one, overcoach. Too many coaches want to change the way people bowl. People come with raw natural ability, and we brainwash them about all this science stuff. We didn't have that in our day. Now we have more injuries now than we've ever had in the history of the game to fast bowlers because they're overcoached. They're not fit enough. The training methods are all wrong. And Cleve mentioned something about they're not bowling enough. I still play now, I still bowl. I bowled this morning.
You're doing well, man.
I still running on bowl. I bowled this morning. I had some lads in training this morning. I'm still running on bowl.
I'll get you a wheelchair tomorrow.
You've got to want to do it first. Fast bowling is becoming like wicket keeping. You can't just go and put somebody behind the stumps. You got to want to do it, okay? And you have to have the natural ability to do it. And I think what it is, people don't want to bowl fast anymore. One, the wickets is not as fast bowler friendly as they used to be when we played. Sure. And two, people can't be bothered about learning the art of fast bowling anymore. They're not bothered about it. It's spin, 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 spin. And two, I think the T20 game has put a lot of people off playing the longer version of the game. I want to be fast bowlers.
Weeksy.
Yeah.
We talking about England cricket or West Indies cricket? Because India and Australia, Pakistan, we see some decent fast bowlers coming out. So
but you forgot this is only happening in the last 10 years. 10, 15
That's
years.
true.
Okay, so the Indians is now catching up to everybody. Where years gone by, even with the feeling, and that's how I said they were way behind. They had really outstanding batsmen, good spinners, but they were way behind with the feeling technology and the and they were way behind with fast bowling. And now they're catching up to everybody. You know, they're okay. You can say now they have the Jafra Boomers and they have the Marami Saraj and all these people, but they're still miles behind where the West Indies used to be, the Australians used to be in terms. And I think historically, they didn't produce the fast ball because of the conditions they're playing and the wickets they play on. Because if you look back, probably 12 years ago, I remember a series against South Africa. In a 4-match test series, India didn't play one seam ball in 4 test matches. They opened the ball with spin from both ends. So it's the conditions you play in, one, and the impact you're going to have in the game. And I heard John Maynard once say about preparing the pitches for what you have and all that sort of stuff. You know, I don't really believe in that. The ICC, again, has created this multicolored about World Test Championship, and that's causing a lot of problems around the world, where people are cheating, sandpaper gate, people are doing all sort of stuff to get to the Test Championship. It's just a corruption in cricket at the moment, and for a cricket fan and a cricket coach, it puts me off. It puts me off telling people to play the game, because where are they going to go from here?
But
so that's my version of it.
But Weekly, talking about that, the game right now in St. Kitts, I think they have playing on Dosai wicket. The pitch down there is with Dosai.
You call it Dosai?
Where you got? Well,
that's a very fancy word.
Sorry, what do you think about it?
Well, he's a batsman, so he should be.
Dosai is a very fancy word. That pitch in St. Kitts, it's a cemetery. It's beyond being docile. It's absolutely dead. And you have to ask yourself a question. When a guy is making 200, other guys are making hundreds. I mean, is this real justice to our cricket and its talent? You have the Australians coming in June, all right? When these guys go and play in Jamaica and Barbados and other bouncy tracks, it's obvious that they have serious problems, all right? I have looked at that young man from St. Kitts, the opening batsman, Louis. And he likes to push out on his front foot. You can't be doing that against Stark and Cummins and what's the other guy name?
Stark Cummins and Hazelwood.
You'll see his problems. You'll see his problems. You're just gonna be running down your front foot like that. And
I totally agree with you, Rochi, there, because they came over here last summer and Mikhail Lowy got out caught a slip probably in back-to-back test matches 4 times. I went to the Trent test match and he got out caught a slip second and first innings. He played way out in front of him and a bit of pace and he'll struggle. And I don't think, me personally, don't think he's equipped to open the bat in test match cricket.
Weeksy.
Yeah.
I didn't follow that tour much, but how long did they travel to England before the start of the test series? Remember, normally when we play in England, we know the English condition is suitable to fast bowlers. We normally go there at least a month, so we get at least 3 practice games in.
True.
So for somebody like Lewis is his name.
Yeah.
Did he play any practice games before?
From my recollection, there was only 1 practice game.
That's enough.
And that was against the Somerset team.
Yeah, that's poor preparation. Sorry.
Yeah, but this is the issue we have. We have this sporadic way of test matches. You play. Could you imagine India playing against Australia for 3 test matches? It wouldn't work.
No, you guys have to understand. You guys have to understand.
If we're governed by the ICC and we're going to play a test match series, the test match used to be 5 test matches. We're playing 2 test matches. We're playing 3 test matches.
You're pounding the nail, Mr. Weeks.
West Indies just been somewhere and played 2 test matches. What's it all about?
Weeksy, you're pounding the nail, but you need to hit it a bit harder with the hammer. The ICC, no. This is a very serious indictment. The ICC has systematically gone about destroying West Indies cricket. There's nothing not to believe. The facts are there. I can outline the facts in more detail at a later date.
Right.
The ICC systematically have gone about the destruction of West Indies cricket. And not a sport administrator in the Caribbean can actually see to address it.
1 second, wait. 1 second. Let Roach finish. Yeah, Roachy.
Look, the ICC gives West Indies or Cricket West Indies board less than all of these big teams that are richer than Cricket West Indies, all right? India, Australia, South Africa, all of these big cricket boards benefit more from the ICC than the Cricket West Indies cricket board. Nobody addresses that. Even on issues when they talk about match fixing and all this nonsense. In England, when a player is being guilty of match fixing, they serve 6 months. A guy like Devon Thomas, who did something really stupid, I accept, but did not make any financial gain from match fixing, but you ban him for 2 years. This is how the ICC operate. It's different rules for different people. It's different rules for different people, and it needs to be exposed.
Right.
That's what they do, different rules for different people. And I think it even becomes worse if you have the skin color of some of us.
Right.
But see, can you say something earlier, about the preparation when they go to England, and ICC too was contributed to that.
They are the main proponents.
When they go there, you don't have practice games like before and all this other things. I've been saying that now for years. But I want to say one other thing, I'm just going to pardon Owen now, because I've been advocating to get some pitches like what I've been saying, kids. Because our batsmen can't bat anymore. They need to learn to make centuries again.
They can't bat. Anybody can make a century.
When they play one in the park many times.
Yeah.
When we one in the park recreation ground, like you score a century.
But wait, as I was said too, but when we go to a wicket like Barbers, we're doing a little thing.
Barbers pitch, but it's a very good batting pitch after the first session.
While we're gonna doing stuff, ball moving and stuff.
After lunch, the pitch good. Flat note, the pitch flat note after lunch.
But in the my last lunch, you can
we have good competent bats. You start with that, man. Don't worry about that. Have that good competent bats.
Are these pitches too flat, or we do not have the fast bowlers that going in your neck like the Weekses and the John Maynard and the Joseph? You guys remember that guy Joseph? Jensen Joseph, right?
Jensen Joseph,
Yeah. So are these pitches flat as what you say, or we don't have the fast bowling quality? Because we need to look at that as well.
Perhaps it's not. Perhaps it's. I think, and what I've seen, the fast bowling and the skill set they have at the moment is poor. Their skill set is poor. One of the things that I see now is that accessing the surroundings and accessing the pitch is a thing that I've learned through my Leeward Islands career. Having the ability to access the pitch very early and work out what lines and lengths you're going to bowl. Sure. And I remember one game, and Hugh Core, bless his soul, he says to me, Weeksy, don't fight this pitch. Don't fight this pitch. I said, what do you mean? He said, don't fight this pitch. It's one where you're sitting and bowl and bowl and bowl and bowl. A lot of fast bowlers now are struggling with the skill set to access the conditions, right, and come up with a plan. And I watched the game in the World Cup, I can't remember what World Cup it was, where people are lacking to bowl Yorkers at the death.
There you go, Ixie. West Indies doesn't have a bowling coach. There you go.
That's a skill set.
We have a bowling coach?
That's a skill set. Looking to bowl Yorkers at the death, looking to do something else rather than just bowling the standard half volleys. And I think that's what it is at the moment. I just think the pitches are flat, yes, but if the pitches are flat, you have to find a way to bowl in the pitches.
I tell you,
you can't work on bowling a green seam every day.
Weeksy, first time I played in Seconds was 1973, and the pitch was like that. When the bowlers land, spike and grip not the slide is so hard. So, but they still manage to bowl and bowl well. I remember that. And the was all the guys are playing that game and so on. And hey, a groundsman named Devin, where you don't flat know that you better learn to bowl.
Weeksy, I agree with you in the bowlers not being able to assess the situation of the pitch. And I want to put it to the fact that it keep talking about the backroom staff. The backroom staff will be telling you one thing and analyze it on the computer, but you got to be thinking on your feet when you're out there. I mean, you've played on some pitch and you assess the pitches is not seaming, and myself and Jensen and Kenneth and Hungry will just say, let me wet one side of the ball and we hit in the wet side and it will keep low. The batsman has to fight against that now. But you have to be able to assess the whole situation and do what you know what is best for you. But then you can only do what is best for you if you are training and doing all those things in the background. When we went factory at one time, Taddy would give us a new ball and he flattened out the pitch. He asked for bumper. Next week you have a watering can and you sprinkle it and you say no bumper. And you have a new ball. You have to learn to assess. every situation.
I totally agree.
And I think that's what happening now.
That's the world we're living at the moment. The learning process is quite slow. But it's just what it is. When all the technology they have now, they have more technology than when we played.
Right.
And for some reason, I still think it's the backroom staff and the information you give. And coaching is quite simple. I think a lot of it is complicated, what they do with cricket now. And the coaches got to make sure that their philosophy is quite simple. I will give the information to you, okay? We can make a better choice. That's all it is. It's not complicated. Too much complications around coaching.
Right.
Just give the right information to the individual for that person to go and do his best and make the right call. I just think with technology, we get caught up in technology, and you can't think on your feet. You go out there, and if the wicket's flat, you find a way to bowl on it. If it's a pitch you want to bowl bumper on, you find a way. You got to find a way, Cleve, like we used to.
Right.
The week six. Sorry guys, I think it's a tricky situation because say a young fast bowler, 19-year-old, his first season in the Jamaica team, going on tour, and as you guys mentioned, this flat pitch in St. Vincent. 19-year-old going on tour with the Jamaica national team without a bowling coach, does well at the trials, club cricket, with the pitches supporting this guy, fast bowling, does well, make the team. Go and play on a pitch like St. Kitts that is not in supportive for this 19-year-old. What are we going to do in the future for these? And I'm sure this is not affecting Jamaica. It's affecting cricket all over the Caribbean. Because these flat pitches and the future Ambrose and Walsh, 19, 20-year-old, what do we say to these kids? You're going to bowl a spell of 5 over for 30, 40 runs in the first spell, and maybe the captain don't bowl again for the rest of the game.
Sure.
Boom, you get dropped. So what are we going to do for these guys who are the future? It's not right. The captain and the coach are going to cuss these guys. You bowl too short, you bowl too wide. But this is what the 19-year-old, inexperienced, non-exposed, just finished high school, boom, in the national team, playing first-class cricket. What is the future for these guys?
Well, let me tell you what I think.
That's a very good question.
Excellent point.
No.
Get Roach.
No. Let me tell you, there's a problem. It's a huge void here. And Franklin, when you look back at your own career, what I'm going to say may be applicable to you. The problem with a lot of young cricketers is that they don't have a proper mentor. It's a problem in the Caribbean. As a young man coming through, not only in cricket, but in other disciplines, you need to have a proper mentor. I have sat here for the last hour, and I've heard Cleve spoke relentlessly about Taddy. This is somebody he looked up to as a young man. Whatever Taddy said to do, he will do. A lot of these young men these days, they're just drifting in the open ocean, hoping to find some safe place. And life cannot be like that. It has to be some structure in place.
Sure.
And you need to have a mentor who can guide you, who you would listen to. So if there's an issue with the coach or whatever it is, you and your mentor and your coach, you all sit down and you all talk about the way forward. And that's the problem. A lot of these youngsters don't have any mentors.
Not difficult to find either. What is the board? So why aren't we introducing these programs to these future?
Well,
There's a big reason why, Rosie.
Again, Rosie.
It's a big reason why, Rosie. The Leewlands Cricket Board, the Western Cricket Board want yes men. They want people to say yes. They don't want people.
It's not going to work.
They don't want people to come in and change the demographic.
There you go.
What they want is people to just say yes.
Yep.
And until we stop saying yes to the Western Board and the Leewlands Cricket Board and be your own man and have your own ideas, right? We're going to stick in the same boat. I have a mentor. Nobody mentored me.
Same
right?
here.
Right? Nobody mentored me. I played. The gentleman next to you, the left and the next to you there, used to pick me up on a Saturday morning. I used to go to the secondary school. I used to bowl to Orange Road for 2 hours.
Yeah, but I think you need to put something into perspective though, Weeksy, right? Now, mentoring comes in different forms, all right?
It does, yeah.
Now, I don't think it's fair to say that no one ever actually mentored you. Because, the era that we played cricket, like Franklin said, when he started to speak first. It was an era of dominance for the West Indies team. So what you find was that there were lots of knowledgeable observers, people who have never played cricket in their life.
Yeah,
you don't have to play cricket to be a mentor,
Yeah, true.
There are lots of guys in the village who sit down and watch cricket every day religiously, and they can tell you what you're doing right or wrong. No, they can tell you what you're doing right or wrong.
I'll take that back. I'll take that back and say, yes, I've been giving advice here and everywhere, but I didn't have somebody to go, like Cleve had Taddy. I didn't have somebody to go to talk about fast bowling. There were several people who played the game who had ideas. But if I had a fast bowling problem, and the reason why I'm saying that, I played the game in, I think it was Trinidad, and I got calls running under the pitch. And there was a gap between the next game when I came home, and I was looking for the sports department. And I found myself in Search Park, me and Junie Wilson, right? Who again was a cricketer, he knows sport, and me and him was mapping out a plan of how to get off the pitch. There were no fast bowling coach to tell me how to do it.
We see.
There was somebody who I worked with in the department decided, come on, let's go down to Search Park, spend an hour, get some poles up, and try and get off the pitch. There was nobody to tell me what to do. I was frustrated because it looks like I'm not going to get picked in the team because I've got an issue running down the pitch. How do you solve that? I haven't got that background, that fast bowling mentor to say, this is X, Y, Z.
Weeksy, I think mentor comes in different forms though. For me, mentor for me doesn't have to be somebody sit me down and have a chat with me for an hour, because I was fortunate enough when I came in the Jamaica team, there was Walsh, Patterson and Michael Olin. So automatically being amongst those guys, playing amongst them, guys that I used to watch on TV, so those guys automatically boost my confidence, and that I learned from that, watch them, being around them, just being around them was like a mentor. They didn't have to say anything to me. And it's the same thing, going to the West Indies team, there was Ambrose, Bishop and Walsh again, these guys I used to watch on TV. So for me, that was mentoring for me. It doesn't have to be someone sitting and talking to me. So different folks, so you maybe need someone to sit and talk to you. I maybe need to be amongst those people to boost my confidence. So it comes in different forms.
I totally agree, but I've learned a lot from being in that situation and being around that environment as well. And I got a lot of stick from being around that environment and being too nice, and you get all the comments about the reason why you didn't make it because you're this, you're that, you're that. And I just said, in hindsight,
we all went through it.
In hindsight, it's great. In hindsight, it's great. I still get it now when I go to functions. Oh, you didn't pay. Listen, God give me what I deserve. You understand me? Sure. I ain't chasing around. I played the game at a decent standard. I made a decent living out of it. I'm happy with what I've achieved in my life.
Big thing. Come back.
Yeah.
How do you feel now?
Yeah.
Back in our first class days, a man like yourself bowling 140, 90 miles per hour. And to see some guys bowling 80 miles per hour and playing for West Indies, and you didn't get a chance, man. Come on, man.
Listen.
What have you done to these guys?
My take,
the coach's wife, that's what.
There was loads of us, there's loads of us, including a gentleman on there that Cleve. There was Gunnar, there was me, there was Hungry. There's loads of us who was bowling 140 clicks.
I know, dentist.
And had skills. John May had skills.
What happened?
The issue is, we came out in the era when fast bowling in the West Indies was proper good.
Yep.
No, man, I'm not going to use that as an excuse.
It's not an excuse.
Coach.
I have a different mindset 2 weeks on that. I believe that it was an era where there was dominance, but there was an era of a lot of short-sightedness in terms of a lot of these people who were selecting the original teams. Because if you just can't keep playing the same players all the time. Guys like Cleve should have played for the Leewards. If even once or twice, give him an opportunity. You just can't tell him you're going to play Benjamin and Ambrose and whoever all the time. It doesn't make sense. That's not forward thinking. You have other guys who are equally talented. Sometimes at least give them a chance, see what they have to offer. And a lot of these teams just continue to play the same players over and over and over and over. And then, when that time came for them to exit the scene, there was no one else to replace them.
Too late.
And that was bad. It was short-sighted.
So look, kind of commented that I want to say something about the guys who she just get me going a little bit. Because I remember some years ago, I will tell the story now, when Ferris and Merck broke down for Leave Lions team, and I recommended Kurt Liam was a hungry Walsh. And the selectors told him they were not in the Leave Lions training squad, so they're not eligible. So he said to Viv, hey look, Sons are playing the tournament, you're eligible. And I don't know if you know, that was the time that Kurt Liam was got his first pick. That was the first thing, the first selection for Leave Lions going to Guyana. I had to insist to tell Viv, if the man played in the tournament, they're not the first choice, but they're eligible.
But then, at that time, if you clearly remember, even some Antiguans were saying was a weak guy. And remember you telling them, no, country come from, he's strong. And he did bowl a second spell against St. Kitts. We got some wicket. But people saying, but weak, and then I guess the great Viv went along with your selection.
Yeah.
Because I remember Viv coming back in Antigua and said they sent some Mickey Mouse bowler down with him. They used to Proctor from Angola. And from there, Ambus didn't look back. I mean, myself and Hung, we always speak about us getting a hard time. We were getting wickets, and as the skill set was just the same, and we weren't being picked. Such was life. But I can agree with you too. I believe we came at the wrong time. People keep meeting me and saying the same thing.
Yeah, but we can go back to say, let's go back to an Evie Richardson, let's go back to a Soppy Joseph. I mean, Dave Joseph was banging runs of Louis Downs for years. I never got a look in.
No helmet.
And let me just go back to the questions asked about when Louis Downs won the Red Strat Cup in Trinidad under Dave Joseph. So we scored 100 in that game. And we beat up Trinidad bad in the final. I won the Red Stripe Cup, and out of that team, because there were no Ambrose, I think there was Kenny and myself, there were no Hamish Anthony, and we beat up Trinidad really, really bad, and nobody in that team got picked for the West Indies.
Well,
so there is batsmen. You can name loads of players, loads of bowlers, loads of batters.
Yeah, but
and Owen's got a point. Yes, there's
there's no such a thing in life as a bad time.
Well, that's how it goes, But I have back to Rosie's question about bowling 140 clicks and watching these guys now bowling 75 and 79 mile per hour. Well, it just sums up where the game is, mate.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I love to bowl fast.
Yep.
I enjoyed bowling fast. And bowling fast, just having just come like that is something you worked on. Yeah. Something you worked on. Going to Lee Downs training camp factory made me a man. Stand up and bowl. You bowl all day. You get hit all day. You get Keith Atherton, Vivi Richards, Richie Richardson, Landell Harrigan, Stuart Williams. You're bowling against the best of the best. So you got to bring your A game. So bowling 75 miles an hour back in them day, you wouldn't get selected to the camp.
Definitely.
You watch Jason Holder, 6 foot, whatever he is, bowling 75 miles an hour. Come on, mate. Shame. This is how the game has gone, Rosie.
Shame.
There's no fear now in fast bowling.
I wouldn't agree with you. I can tell you why. That's why I disagree with you. I can tell you why. Our batsmen, the batsmen in the world that have fear. Every time they see a shot by the duck, they can't manage. What's the worst batsman?
We're used to it anymore because the pitches in the Caribbean is not supportive with the guys bowling short ball. So at worst, your coach said, look, man, the pitch is flat, line and line. This guy is going to bat all day, not out 120, cover drive, cut shot, whatever, and not used to the short ball. Got picked for West Indies, playing against South Africa and Australia. Here we go, short ball. What do we do? So you can't blame the batsman. I think we have the ability and the potential to play the short ball, but when you're not used to something, what does one do?
Right. So Franklin, that's what the coaches are for, and the nets are for. You ball them, practice them with the nets. Cleveland tell you when they come in my net, and our batsman does look like he's afraid of the shot. You can see shot ball all day long, all afternoon, all bounces you get in, but you learn to bat them. Okay, you can see bounce all off with 4 new ball bowlers. The Cleveland, the Jensen, Joseph, the Winston, Benjamin, the Curtly Ambrose, Hungry Walsh. They're coming after you all afternoon, all bounces in. You better learn to hook.
Yep. Plus they have 5 net bowlers as well.
When you come back down to the structure, what you talk about, what kind of structure we have in place, how we want to carry cricket forward, what are we doing? You understand? You can't do the same thing over and over and expect a different result.
We have no structure in place, none whatsoever. And that's the problem in terms of West Indies cricket. Right. You see, I always tell the people, right, you go back to the South African tour of 1982-83, when they had the rebel tours to South Africa. Every other country in the world, they banned their players for a year or two. The West Indies banned their players for life. There was a generation that we lost because of that. You know?
Some of them banned.
Well, all of them got banned for life, with the exception of Ezra Mosley, who came back and played Test cricket.
All his name.
Ezra was the only lucky guy who came back and played Test cricket. So what you found happened...
Good point, Rosie.
No, but...
Yeah.
What was it say a while ago?
No, what I'm saying is that after that generation of guys who went to play cricket in South Africa, yes, we were still dominant, but we were an aging team. And by the late 80s and early 90s, it began to expose itself. And what did our different boards do to combat that? We have done nothing, like I've said, to date. They have not put a proper structure in place to date, with the exception of that academy they have in Barbados. There's none in Jamaica, there's no proper structure in the Leewards, none in the Windwards. I mean, Sammy Kernan is trying his best in Dominica. But in terms of a structure where you go from grassroots cricket and keep feeding up the line, none is in place. You go to South Africa, they have that. You go to India, I need not say anything about it. You go to England, as bad as the system is, and John Maynard can tell you, and you know that, Lesroy, even when you show up at the grounds in England, just to look at some of the playing areas, you want to know what is going on in the Caribbean. I have seen village teams in Hampshire, for example, have electronic scoreboards. In the Caribbean, we still don't even have that.
Village
Most
team.
of our grounds, yes.
They have no scoreboard at all.
We're gonna take a 5 minutes break, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
People you don't know, Black Griffin Entertainment presents Enjoy Tree, the Feel Good Fest, City of Colors. You don't know, this one is going on February the 23rd. The place to be is Jack Idle. Remember, people, the starting time 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Get the tickets them now. You can call 725-9900 and get the tickets them now. Book your tables, book your cabana. Enjoy the Feel Good Fest. Tree. You don't know, people, Jack Idle, the place to be. Get tickets them now, $75. Check your ticketing app, or you can check Roti King and get a ticket them now for Enjoy. Or you can get a ticket delivered 725-9900 and get a ticket delivered island wide here. Enjoy Tree, the Feel Good Fest. City of Colors. That means wear anything colorable. You see? Enjoy yourself. So what the fact you enjoy, you come enjoy yourself. Feel good. I don't know, touch the people. Spirited Band and last month. February the 23rd. Jack Idle.
We now. You can't run King Warrior from them yard. We
Weeksy, go ahead, Weeksy.
Weeksy.
Yeah, go ahead, Weeksy. You want to say something?
Look, Bob, we're just going back to the system that Rochi mentioned a while ago, and I've just lost interest with cricket either in Montserrat or Leeward Islands or anywhere in the Caribbean because I have an issue of how it's run. I have an issue, and I've been saying this for quite a while now. This T20 stuff that we play, winning the T20 competition, we're probably the only nation or the only cricket board in the world where the T20 has benefited cricket in the Caribbean.
Sure.
Okay? And we need to stop this T20 franchise stuff. We need to stop lining the pockets of has-beens and wannabes who retired and go back to play in the CPL and all that sort of rubbish. It is not producing cricket for the West Indies Cricket Board. So why are we doing it? Why are we doing it? We just want to be like the rest and do the Big Bash or the IPL. The game in the Caribbean is not set up for a franchise tournament. It is not progressing the game anywhere. Well, it's not making an impact on the game anywhere. You can look at the West Indies cricket team. Half of the players are not going to play. Unfortunately, the players who are now playing are the best of what they've got. And we're not producing any young cricketers. So the growth of the game is stopped. And the growth of the game should be going forward. So if the franchise T20 stuff is not helping the growth of the game, there's no reason to have it.
I have to jump in quickly now, because that's why when you say make a lot of sense to me, because I have not been around the game like that like before. But when I hear those guys tell me that they can hardly get any youngsters to play cricket now, and IPL and CPL with all the money and so, and you can't get guys to play, that's shocking to me. I can't understand it. So you're quite right, you're not making an impact. You cannot be making an impact.
He hasn't made an impact. The regional tournaments that we used to play, Montserrat versus Antigua, St. Kitts, Nevis, Angola, is the making of some of us who played the game. That was our platform to showcase our talents and our abilities. Yeah. They're taking that away and they cut and start for the game. Unless you're not in the franchise system. I was speaking to a friend of mine in St. Kitts the other day. He says, cricket in schools in St. Kitts is gone. Nobody plays the game anymore. There's no domestic league cricket in St. Kitts anymore. The game is in a really, really bad state. And I don't think the franchise system is helping. Having all these franchise teams, it's just a money-making pot for has-beens and wannabe cricketers.
That's my
take on it.
Six is our CPL team.
Six is our CPL team, right? I think so.
Yeah. St. Kitts, what are their names? St. Kitts.
Patriots. That's why I agree with you, because my good friend in St. Kitts, we correspond every day, Keith Esdale, from Simola.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was telling me that he's saying the cricket in St. Kitts is basically died, he's just about to be buried. There is no cricket in the school, there is no cricket in the community. So I asked him about St. Kitts just got a test player in Michael Louis. What you telling me? He said, yes, but Michael Fard is the one who does the work with him and send him various places to go and play in the leagues. But he said the structure in St. Kitts has basically died, just the burial now. And in Antigua now, it's basically dying. Right? And I said, the money, as Rosie said, as Franklin said, money is in it now. So why aren't young cricketers coming through to play the game? And as it just so expertly said by Owen, you're looking for a future for your children. The parents now you want the best for your children. So West Indies team not doing well. You tell the child, go and study, get your books and then be a lawyer, be a doctor, be an accountant. Yeah. And Owen, here's a testimony. Owen stopped playing cricket about early 20s.
Yeah, I mean,
and he was doing well, but he went off to London to study law.
Yeah,
doing better now.
The thing about
but then again, he couldn't bat fast ball.
Hey, don't comment yet. Don't comment yet. Let's go. I want to find something for you. Could he bat fast bowlers? Okay, he says he used to hook you around the place. So he told me.
Before you answer, Whitmore Quinn just joined. So be careful your answer. Whitmore Quinn just joined. Morning, Quinn.
Let's go. I mean, you should bounce him over the weekend.
Let me put it this way to you guys. Now, I may have had issues against fast bowling, But those were little issues. I mean, those are issues that I would have overcome had I played cricket longer. In fact, when I went to England to live, I used to make centuries almost every week.
The jokey bowling.
No. It's not a matter of jokey bowling. All right? It's a matter of understanding cricket from a different perspective.
True.
So, for example,
The bowling sweet.
all the Caribbean bowling was sweet. I mean, the point is that there's a serious thing. In England, one of the things you learn is to play the ball as late as you possibly can.
That is true.
In the Caribbean, these young batters don't play the ball late. So a lot of these guys are going to slip very early. And there's little things you learn about the game. But like I've said, the problem I have with cricket in the Caribbean is that parents want a future for their kids. I mean, Cleve, myself, Rosie, Lesroy, Earl, look, we're just about 50 or a little over 50, all right?
53, sir. Not gray as weeks ago. Not as gray as weeks ago.
Yeah. But the thing is that I think that the game needs to be seen from a different perspective now, and you have to actually twin it with education.
True. So
the kids who play cricket realize it's not just like how they do the NBA in America, for example. It's not only about cricket. Okay, you may play it to a decent standard, you may not make it, but you have something else to fall back on. Because what happens when you put 25 years of your life into cricket and then you don't make it big time? I mean, what happens? Life goes on. You're going to live until you're at least 75 or 80. How do you survive? How do you pay your bills? How do you live a decent lifestyle? These are serious questions that need to be addressed. I've said to Enoch Lewis on several occasions, and I feel very passionately about it, that the Leeward Islands Cricket Board should set up a fund that should help players who have played for the Leewards in some little way.
Correct.
If even taking care of their medicals. These guys have given 25 years of their life to the game. And then what happens after they don't play cricket anymore? A lot of these guys didn't go to any big fancy school and have no big fancy qualifications. So how do they survive? Do you even check on them to see how they're getting on in life? I mean, health-wise, living conditions? No, nobody does that because you're discarded, because, you're like an old donkey who has done your work, you've done your time, and you've come to a natural end. And that cannot be right. It's just not right.
True.
I feel very hurt about it and very passionate about it. I mean, I can talk about the plight of many players in Montserrat, Antigua, St. Kitts, Nevis, and these guys would have made a meaningful contribution to the game of cricket. And today, these guys have fallen on some serious hard times and no one cares about them. True. And I think it's wrong.
True.
It's not right. It just cannot be right. It would never be right. And you have to blame our politicians as well.
Do that though.
Huh?
Can you afford to do that? Can each island afford to do that?
Yes, they can. They find money to do other things, Rosie. Here's where the cricket administrators need to liaise with the politicians and make them put structures in place. No, here's the last point I'm going to make. No, you need to hear this point. Because when there's a structure in place for a guy, all right, who has played 15 test matches or more for the West Indies, and the government of the country says, because of your contribution, we will make sure after your playing days at least you get a pension even though you don't play 40 test matches. It's an incentive for you.
Right.
It's an incentive. Or if you have played 20 matches for the Leeward Islands, at the end of your playing days, we will put a structure in place where at least you get some kind of old age benefit, if even your medicals. At least there's an incentive to work towards. What's the incentive now? There's no incentive.
The guys just need to be more creative.
Piggybacking off of that conversation, so I've heard that cricket has been dying throughout the region, right? And you've spoken about the incentive that past players should get, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking now, okay, it's probably the case where some of these past players, they have no motivation to even go out in the communities to assist the young and upcoming players. Is that the case as to why cricket
that is part of it. Okay, let me go to Mr. Rose. You have played with some distinction for the West Indies, and I want you to answer this question honestly and openly. Has anybody in Jamaica ever approached you and asked you to be an ambassador for any of all these big companies in Jamaica?
Hell no, I'm not the old No way.
Yeah, but it's
no, unfortunately not.
I was in Jamaica last week. I went there, some of my clients are IT companies from America. And it's interesting. The guys were asking, where is Courtney Walsh? And I said, why you want to see Courtney? Because they said, look, Owen, we would like for Courtney to be one of our ambassadors. We are coming to Jamaica to do some business. Right. But the point I'm trying to make is that there needs to be more incentive. All right? I hear you guys talking about T20 and I sat back and smiled. You know when I smile? Because I want to put something out there for all of you guys. I'm not going to tell you all the answer, but I want you all to think about what I'm going to say. Why would a man from India who has no connection in the Caribbean, not even 3 friends in the Caribbean, has never been to the Caribbean in his life before, wants to come to the Caribbean to own a franchise team?
It's business.
It's business.
It's business. It's our money. It's our money.
I will tell you guys off here the answer to that question. But I want you guys to think about what I've just asked.
Quite clear.
I want you guys to think about what I've just asked. This man knows nobody in the Caribbean. Not even 3 people. But he wants to own a franchise team in the Caribbean.
I want to believe another answer.
Where you a customs man? You're a customs man.
It's called corruption.
I'm not getting involved in that stuff. I just said there's a reason.
Right.
You know.
It's called corruption.
As you just said correctly, Leroy, the Caribbean doesn't benefit. Our players don't benefit, and the economies don't benefit. All right.
So I want to go back to Rochi's point regarding the ex-players and how they've been treated after they retired or the injury.
Terrible, man. Terrible.
Some years ago, probably about 15, 20 years ago, something called over here, we got the Players Association. So it's been going for quite a while, and I've been part of it while I played county cricket for Northampton, Yorkshire. And the PCA looks after you. They find you jobs. They're trying to reintegrate you after your playing careers to umpiring and that sort of stuff. And I think around the world, if my memory's not wrong, in the West Indies is probably the only country of the ICC nations who haven't got a players association looking after past players. And I think that's a massive thing for ex-players who, for one, had a short career, and 2, how we're going to reintegrate these people back into the society from the highs of playing international cricket, or what are we doing for them? And we haven't done nothing for anybody, I don't think, in the last 40, 50 years in terms of reintegrating back into the society and how best we're going to look after them before they passed away. And I think it's pretty selfish from the West Indies point of view, or the board's point of view, not to looking after the players. I was part of the PCA because obviously I played county cricket, and when I left Yorkshire, I went to Northants, and when I packed in from Northants, they were still trying to find me into the county. They were still trying to put me in coaching courses and that sort of stuff to reintegrate me, because in the world of mental health and mental struggles, we've got to be mindful of these people, or these elite athletes who are now back down to earth, and how we're going to reintegrate them into society and to keep them going. So I agree with Rochi there 100%.
No, but something needs to be done. I feel very passionately about it. Because, I mean, when I look at my own life, I'm thinking, well, if I had continued playing cricket now, I would have passed that age. How would I have survived?
Yeah.
And it's a serious question. You have to ask yourself these questions. You know, how would I survive? How would I look after my family?
Yeah.
You know,
I think
I'll tell you guys this. I'd like to hear your point on this, Rosie, before you go any further. I even have an issue with that WIPA, West Indies Players Association. I was deeply embarrassed and deeply hurt, where when Devon Thomas got into that problem of that match fixing in South Africa, well, the ICC contacted him when he was in South Africa. And when we got in touch with WIPA, Wavell, Hines and co, and we said, but look, this young man needs some assistance. You know what they told Devon? Go and find a free lawyer. We can't assist you. And, you know, them kind of things hurt me. No, you're laughing, you know, weeks, but it's not a laughing matter, you know.
I'm not laughing at
it's
that.
Wrong. It's wrong. Wrong.
Response. No.
Huh?
I'm not laughing at the fact. I'm not laughing at the fact that what Devon Smith got himself into. I'm laughing at the response you got from the ICC, from
WIPA. Yeah. And I mean, when these guys play for the West Indies, they take out their monies every month. They take out their subscriptions, and then you get nothing back in return. Myself and Anu Mohindru KC, we just said, you know what? We love cricket. This guy is a good lad. We'll represent him free of cost. Forget about the money. You know, and it just it's not right. These things are not right. I like WIPA and these guys, man. They're Buccaneers and Pirates, man. They need to level up.
Well, you say it here first, Roach. I hope people are listening.
It's the truth. I'm just talking the truth.
I hope. I'm just happy you said that.
You say to your face.
One thing a week, see, I was talking to Crown West Indies player the other day, and he's not interested in Weeper because he said those guys not about the players.
Absolute waste of time.
Yeah. So I had to ask what you say.
Absolute waste of time.
Yeah.
They told Devon to go and find a free lawyer.
Yeah.
Free lawyer.
That's ridiculous.
It's interesting.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing. The same problem as well.
Where's that?
Where?
John Campbell got suspended for.
John Campbell.
And he had to find his own legal representative to fight his way back.
Crazy.
Yeah. And I'm very good friend with Wavell, and I couldn't face him with that because I'm sure that would have spoiled the friendship because, come on, man, your little savings, you had to go in your savings. You know, you contribute for the country, you contribute for the region, and then everybody turned their back, and now you have to fight your way through.
Top of the show, Rose, you had mentioned the word yes, man. He's one of them.
Yeah.
He's one of them.
Need changes. I can't curse. He bought me a drink for my birthday the other day, so.
Hold on, man. Are you going to frame it, Rosie?
Huh?
Are you going to frame that drink?
Man, I have the bottle, I still have the bottle.
What was it in terms of you, though? As what you said, you did represent West Indies with distinction and stuff. I know you had some struggles and stuff like that. You care to encourage youngsters and stuff like that. You know how to go about those issues when they face them, those challenges.
So I need a translator. What do you mean by trouble?
Huh? I know you have some struggles, some issues and stuff like that. So, huh?
You said I had some struggles.
Yeah.
With regarding?
When a lot of people label you as bad boy, rude boy, and all kind of stuff like that. You know?
Man, everybody need to ask Jimmy Adams this question because they say I cut up Jimmy Adams on the plane and all those stuff. And look, man, 99.9% of it is rumors. I'm just wasn't a yes person. I speak my mind. I'm outspoken. New kid on the block. A little bit of ego, a little bit of cockiness. Doing well for your team first 2 seasons. Man, a lot of eyes gonna be on you and our black culture. What I experience. They wait for you to make mistake to use those problems to criticize you. So we as West Indies, the system, based on my experience, if someone, management team, sees me with a lot of cricketing talent and they have attitude on the side, I'm going to use the NBA as a prime example. 90% of the NBA players are ex-convict, all the tattoos or whatever. So the system, the basketball system, sees these guys with a lot of basketball talent. Come on, guys, play some basketball. Put us in this program. You know, separate the talent from the attitude. And so if you see me with a lot of attitude and I'm a bad boy with a lot of talent, one for the future is going to take over from Walsh and Ambrose. Why won't the board put me in this whatever anger management program or whatever than to sit and wait for me to fall off the cliff? Then you throw stone at me. Why? And it's hurting as we speak. Not only cricket. We have football and track and field. We're quick to send the guys home instead of work on their talent. And if I should start again for West Indies cricket, I would have done the same thing because I didn't see what I was doing wrong. I'm outspoken. I didn't root to the coach. I didn't root to the manager. I didn't break any curfew. Well, let's say I'm a womanizer. I don't know what else you want me to do. You know, Caribbean culture, we have a few drinks, you know, we love to party, but I don't break any curfew. What matters is on the cricket field, but you wait until I fail, then you use it against me? Sure. What is the structure and the program for someone like myself and the future which is coming up? You're going to watch me fail off the field, not on the field, off the field, then kick me out of the system? So what is the future for that?
True.
You want me to answer the question?
Yeah.
You serious want me to answer it?
Yes, sir. You're a legal man here, so that's why we're calling you a long time.
What Mr. Rose need to understand is that the structure is still very much a slave structure, all right? So there are lots of these guys who put themselves in the hierarchy of the master, and the slave, who is the cricketer, dare not speak to them because you don't have that kind of privilege to be speaking to them. So every time you open your mouth, they've got to shut you down. You understand? And that is very much the structure of cricket in the West Indies. There's a hierarchy in place, you see? And you dare not be outspoken.
For you. So question for you. So you are Franklin Rose, just made your debut at 24. You are Franklin Rose, you know, the attitude, outspoken, you know, a lot of talent, future to replace Walsh and Ambrose. What would you have done?
What would I have done differently?
If you are Franklin Rose.
First of all, I mean, I don't know Franklin Rose challenges psychologically and otherwise. I would have gotten some professionals to work with you, because the reality about life is that people's actions are based on other things.
Correct.
Beyond cricket. Maybe from a social perspective, from an economical perspective, from a life experience perspective. And you have to actually find out what it is that motivates that player, what it is that makes that player want to be outspoken. I mean, it could be you really suffer injustices. So it's just a matter of finding the proper professional to actually work with that individual, as opposed to casting judgments and just throwing the person aside. I mean, I've heard a lot of stories. I mean, it's good we're having this conversation today, because I just believe that you were mismanaged, you know, you were mismanaged. You were obviously a man who was very talented.
I'm going to say some stuff which I'm not supposed to say, you know, during my time in West Indies cricket. I'm not going to call any names, but look, man, I remember one game in South Africa where I have this injury. You know, I was supposed to be going home next week. So there was a test match. I turned up at this game with a sling on my shoulder. I hurt my shoulder. So I'm in this sling. We played this test match. I'm injured. And the coach told me to change and take out the water. You know, water break. Remember, I'm out of the squad. Wow. So look, man, so a player like, when I recover and get back in the team, how are you going to get the best out of me when you see me?
Sick.
Hey, look, man.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say, you know, coach doesn't have any respect for the play. Remember, I was injured. You know, change and take out the water. So, of course, I'm not one of his favorite. So, how are you going to get the best out of me when I recover and come back in the squad? So, those type of mindset, I've faced that in. I'm not complaining, I'm not finding an excuse. I was strong enough to survive. I know the do's and the don't, and the in and outs and stuff. I handled myself. I was around Walsh and Ambrose, so I could handle myself. But look, man, the coach and the management team need to introduce a system where they get the best out of the player. You can't look at an injured player and tell him to take out the water. Look, man, that stay with me for the rest. I didn't last long after that anyway. I played maybe 2 more series. But my career went down because right after that. And lack of self-motivation. Of course, we all want to play for the West Indies. But man, when you experience those type of stuff, you don't want to play anymore. Although it's your living and you know, you're looking forward to stay as long as possible and perform and fulfill the footstep of the Walsh and Ambrose. But stuff like that happened. I don't want to play anymore, and I'm sure past and future and present players facing that as well. So what are we going to do? The coach need to have, look, man, I'm lost for words.
What my take is, Rosie, why would a coach want to change and take out some water for somebody? I don't understand.
Now that showing a sling.
I don't understand that.
But I guess come back to show us where you talk about that. Just like what Coach said a while ago, you come back to show that they're in charge. And it happened today too. Look, I'm close to several players. It's the mentality is still there today. Some players get dropped. There's a series why drop players and stuff. And you can't go ask a question because you ask them to give rude and stuff like that. So it's still happening. What happened too? What I realize, something I tell Kuma too. Without the players, you guys have an association and no president with them now. So you guys, it's a teamwork, you know. It's not that you up there on your high horse. I'm the president, vice president, I'm director and stuff. But if no players there, who are you director and president for?
Respect goes both ways.
So respect goes both ways. So you have to be a team thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people are Zai back and stuff, but ask some questions. What is the reason why he react this way? What the root cause? How can we adjust this in the future? Can they have more players that we do the same thing? So you have a structure in place, system in place to adjust these.
Not only that, you know, what you find is that with guys like Franklin and, for example, Winston. I remember when they sent back Winston Benjamin home from England.
Right.
But there were guys in that same team who were doing 10 times worse than Winston.
Correct.
And they played the whole series.
Yeah.
And it's wrong. It is wrong. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're going to take a line, take a line.
Yep.
You can't show favoritism. And it's the same thing with Franklin as well. There were guys in that West Indies team that you played on who were doing worse than you, but you never hear about them because they were supposed to be stars. All right? Who were bigger than the game.
I know with England. I don't remember how to pronounce his name. Sorry, guys. Missed this flight. His team going to England, and that particular player missed the flight, and he was the first name on the team list when the test match is going to be starting. That's not good for the bonding of the team.
You can't be right.
Come on.
I mean, the last time I checked, Dan Bradman is dead. And he was supposed to be the greatest batsman who ever played the game. Viv don't play anymore, Sobers don't play anymore, and cricket is still alive. So I just don't understand. They show a lot of favoritism to a selected few, and then the others, they label them as black sheep. But you see again, it comes from the slave mentality and political misunderstanding. Because don't fool yourself, Franklin. A lot of these managers and coaches, they're playing a lot of politics. And they should not be doing that.
I felt it because there was rumors that I was going on with the manager's wife. The manager's wife could have been my mom. Man, I felt it more than everybody else, man. But I was strong enough to walk with a broad back. And it motivated me as well, but unfortunately it didn't last long enough.
But how can we fix? How can this be fixed? What's some ideas we can? A lot of people out there listening to us. I'm sure some spies out there listening to us also. How can we fix the system?
Maybe spies.
Huh? Maybe spies or West Indies cricket and stuff like that.
Treat everyone on the same level. No double standard.
How we can fix it?
You know, if the bus late, if someone late for the bus, not because who you are, the bus is gonna wait for you, and the junior player late for the bus tomorrow and the bus leave. That is not good for the bonding of the team. The player's gonna sulk, the player's gonna be angry. These guys are the one for the future. And you're not gonna get the best out of these guys on the cricket field. You always, you're not gonna pamper these guys, but make them comfortable as possible. We are playing at the highest level. You want the guys to do well. Treat everybody the same way on the same level. I can understand respect to the senior players and respect to the, world-class performance, but we need a structure to a proper bonding was the problem in my era. We didn't get along. We went out for tea dinner where we should be sitting on one table and we're sitting on 5 different tables. Come on, man. And the other team, the England or the New Zealand, they're all on one table, and we, the only black team that's in the world, separated. Come on, man. Where's the management for that system? That's not good. That's not good. The bonding off the field brings the performance on the field. That's what influenced and motivated me. If we don't get along, we're not going to perform. We're going to sabotage. I maybe want to run you out. I maybe want to drop your catch. I maybe want to misfield your bowling and stuff like that. And I play with that mindset off of my career. We don't need that with the players. Guys don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. We have this type of mindset. You talk to teammates, they plan to drop people catch, they plan to run out people, they plan to sabotage the system. Guys are afraid to say, but I'm not afraid to say. So these are stuff that affect the cricket that people outside needs to know, but I'm not afraid to say. A lot of this has been going on for years, and I'm sure it's still going on.
Yeah. How do you think we can change that, Wochi? To make the players feel more a part of the system, not feel a separation. Like management is way
we have to pay very careful attention to who we appoint as coaches and managers, and we have to be very honest about it. And maybe sometimes the same coaches and managers after a series need to be evaluated by someone else. And the reality is that if they're not up to mark themselves, you have to get rid of them.
Yep.
Because they can't stand all tall and mighty and just going on all these tours where we're losing and they're not getting on with players. It doesn't make sense.
Yep.
I don't care who you are, and I don't care how much wickets you took for the West Indies and how much runs you made. That's irrelevant. If you're not getting on with the players who you're supposed to be looking out for on their well-being, I'm sorry. That's no good.
We had tour in England. This is my last secret in the West Indies camp. We toured in England. Well, that was my last tour, 2000. And we have a few preparation games, practice games, and certain senior players were struggling. And because of what has been said in the team meeting, when you have bad games, the coach and the management team going to have a go at you. And this guy packed his bag and checked out of the hotel and go check another hotel. Wow. We're on an international tour, looking forward to beat England, and these type of stuff happen before the start of the tour. Come on, man. What is that going to do for the bonding of the team? It doesn't. Certain player did that. They send them home. Those stuff not right. So I'm not going to criticize the player for the poor performance. West Indies cricket is dying. We don't have the quality of players. But I can guarantee if we have proper management structure right now, you get the best out of the players. True. Make the players happy and comfortable.
True.
I know we don't have the best, the Big Richard or the Ambrose or the Malcolm Marshall, but we can do better with a proper management team.
Sure. Well said.
No, I agree. I mean, for example, when Duncan Fletcher was in this setup for the English team, Fletcher said one of the things he always did to his players, he said, look, here's the scope. You're going to play 5 test matches. I am going to back you. If you're getting none for 100 in the first 2 games or none for 200, you're going to play the 5 test matches. So you need to position yourself. And I want the best out of you. I am backing you. But in the Caribbean setup, if you fail 1 test match, well, boss, that's it. That's it for the rest of the series. And that's wrong, you know. And that's because probably the coach don't like you, or the manager has heard something adversarial about you. It's just absolute ignorance. And Caribbean administrators are very petty as well, you see. They're very, very petty people. You have to understand we're dealing with very petty people. So if you say something that somebody go back and tell them that you say, and they haven't heard it, you know. Somebody went and said to them that Rose said something. They said, Rose can't say that, man. How the man can say that, brethren? That's how we are. They're not big enough and transparent enough to say, look, let's have a chat about this, because maybe it's a misunderstanding between both of us. But they hold on to it. They hold on to it, and at the first available opportunity, when they believe they can make life difficult for you, they will make life difficult for you. And that's how these people are, and that needs to stop. The attitude is bad.
That can't be right. If you don't know if something is true, how can you pull a man out of the game? Because
that's how they function. They would never speak to the player, but they would go on what they've heard and make a decision. And that's wrong. It's not right.
Just you are saying here, somebody just right here a while ago, the infidelity is still going on, especially from the hierarchy, encouraging infidelity.
Even at the Antigua level, when I was playing, I mean, there was a certain selector who always wanted to drop me. As soon as we get back to Antigua, how is clear figure? And he would never come to me and ask me or tell me anything, right? And this was a guy that I looked up to. Right? Another selector now will always come and say, Cleve, be careful because such and such want to drop you. So then I say, well, he don't come and tell me something. I mean, he was a world-class fast bowler. Why you come and tell me something? Right. But then as Tad used to call him the Columbus, he always wanted to discover somebody. Even the situation, because myself and Jens was playing for combined school, right? And combined Parish with Taddy as the coach. I don't know what beef he and Taddy had. Yeah. He never came and spoke to me and Johnson. No. He speak to Hamish and Quinn.
I know the person because I can test to that because one time, I live at Otters. I didn't even play bus because I was raised up. I had my bag and I forgot that day. My slide in the bag, walking up perhaps the gas station, going past the hill. Right. And the same person passed me and say, you're going to your slave driver now. He said, turn around, give me a ride. Right, go to my slave driver. He went in the glass. I say, going to slave driver now. Yeah, so it's like a beef that's always.
Right. So maybe it's a good time for Taddy to tell us what was the beef between both of them.
Yeah. I never got it. I felt so shit because as I say, somebody look up to, you want to aspire like them. You're 15 years old, struggling going to the factory, walking, kind of money play bus. And all you could say, you're going to be a slave driver now. So what I do in my life now is trying to be different and try to assist young people because I don't want to be like those guys.
Exactly.
And that's what it's supposed to be.
It's strange enough that you should say that, I don't want to get involved with that too much, but I said so. I've said so for ages. One of our best talent developments in West Indies now, and it's because of that same mentality. A guy named George Ferris. Never played in West Indies. One of the best talent ever. Yeah. But that person encouraged him not to put in the hard work, and he was pregnant.
Was there as well? Lindell Joseph, remember that guy?
Yeah.
Jensen Joseph?
He was that problem, man. The guy never, the best talent I've seen from the West Indies cricket.
Which one? Who is that? Who is that, Rosie?
Lindell Joseph from Guyana.
Yeah.
Greatest talent goes down the drain, and our system, our management system.
Yeah.
He has a little bit of anger problem, but come on, our slavery background, our poverty, our non-educational system, come on, man, separate that from the cricketing talent.
True.
And the guy, trust me, man, trust me.
I agree with totally. I agree with you separate them. You have to go to where to get them, to bring them to, into the fold. Make it now you love them, you like them, take care of them. You go to wait for them. That's what you have to wait.
But what happens is, as you guys will, one second, Rosie. What you guys not realize now is we have to look at management structure. Do these people understand how to manage people? Do they understand how to manage people from different background? Because you might say something to Roji, and you can't say the same thing to Cleve because he reacts a different way. So you have to understand the people that you're managing and how to go about talking to them.
Yep.
And that's the challenge.
But a lot of these people can't even manage their own households. So how are you going to go and manage cricketers on a tour?
Right. That's like Rose was saying, well, I personally believe West needs a group of ball talented youngsters now. But how he has that talent, how he manages that talent to get the best out of them. Yep. I think that's the challenge.
Yep. Okay, so Rosie, that's when Earl said, the person said, going to the slave bars. And I was giving a joke about that. Like, I remember, I sure know this guy, Amish Anthony, he came out of this factory when he was 13 years old. And I started getting him into all-rounder. And one day, we were working on the beach, and we were in the water, and no kind of stuff to get him stronger to be a fast bowler. And the same guy said to me, I asked, he saw me down, he said, what are you doing? I said, how are your guys here? Think he become a good fast bowler. He said to me, I'm wasting time. But after the guy became a fast bowler, West Indies embraced him.
He took him over. He took him over.
There goes the Columbus line.
Just to go back to Rosie, and how Rosie was treated in the elite level in the West Indies cricket team. It's quite sad to hear those sort of stories. But like what Owen said a while ago about these hierarchy managers and coaches who kept the jobs, losing every series and losing the job. I think it gets to a point where the management staff is more important than the players.
True. Yes.
Right, and and then there's a learned behaviour where your opinion creates divisions. You're not allowed to say anything or challenge anything. If you challenge anything, it's personal.
Yeah.
And in the past, and I'm looking back now at how many managers, and we had a coach. So we had Ralston Otto, we had Hugo, we had so many people who managed the Leeward team in my time. And one of the things that I learned from them now in my job in a school is to make sure you get the consistency right.
Yep.
Right? You gotta make sure you get the consistency right, because what Rosie's saying there, Rosie might have an anger issue, or Rosie might have a big mouth and talk back, but there's several players who are worse than Rosie. If they're senior players or if they're playing well, right, they get away with doing whatever they want. Now, it's learned behaviour where Rosie got an opinion, and because Rosie got an opinion, Rosie's a bad boy, he gets dropped or he gets disciplined. The consistency must be right for the team to be successful and everybody get on. You can't go out for a team meal and sit on 5 tables.
Yep.
Right. So I work in a secondary school, and all our fixtures I have, all my boys have to be in blazers and shirt after the game. We all sit amongst the opponents, not sit on separate tables. Okay? Teaching them the way how the game should be played on and off the field. And a lot of things Rosie said there is quite sad to hear about how you get treated and how you get treated by your teammates, your own countrymen don't stand up for you.
Yep.
I remember I only had one incident in my whole time playing for the Leeward Islands, and I got very, very close to Ambi. I went on the Guyanese tour, and I didn't play for probably 3 games in that season. I carried the bags, I did the boot errands, I went to the cobblers, I went to this, making sure the guys were looked after. That's how I learned the game. But you know what? I got really good friends with him, and he looked after me. And I remember I knew this guy in an Antigua hotel, and his words to me was, "You're welcome to fame."
There we go.
You're welcome to fame. You're welcome to fame. He's our umpire back home. You're welcome to fame. So that's my only issue I had playing for the Leeds Lions. The Leeds Lions team was a big family, and all the managers that managed the Leeds Lions team was consistent in how the team operates. And everybody get on, even though we're from Montreal, St. Kitts, Antigua, Anguilla, we all got on. And that's probably the reason why we were successful, because we played together for the same purpose. There were no agendas, everybody gets on each other. Yes, you can have personalities, okay, and different cultural backgrounds and different things, but one thing we did when we go on tour, and we traveled together, we are playing for the leaders.
So Weeksy, I just a quick question. One of viewers want to know, Fated in Miami want to know, Orlando actually, Orlando Fated, Orlando, he want to know what's your best figures and against who? For Leewards. Your best figures for Leewards against who?
My best figures was against the West Indian game. At Headingley. 754.
754.
Yeah. But I want to jump into something there that was said.
That was a tour game against Yorkshire, that I played for Yorkshire against the West Indies.
But I want to say something weeks because I heard something just now, you know. I get a call when I'm at factory operating. I used to call them senior guys when the young guys, so new young guys come in, you know, to practice. I would tell them, look, if you get in trouble, you know, the senior guys know if you get in trouble, the punishment you're going to get. Those young boys then tell themselves, well, if you cheat me, so you can cheat me. Because those are the best guys. And if they give me the trouble, I can punish them real severely. So the young boys believe now, hey, this coach real tough for the senior guys. What will he do to me as a youngster? So I sent them the message early. I'm going to be consistent, but the senior guy get more punishment than the young one. Because what happens is sometimes we leave in and say, young guys, leave in charge, early in charge, make sure you behave yourself. Because if that's like give you trouble. It's not going to be good news. So I like to give them responsibility. And my senior guys, I like to give them responsibility. They must be in charge when they're not around. So I wanted to show good attitude so the guys will respect them.
But you, as a coach, and your success as a coach, okay, and you had the ability to create an environment, firstly, an environment for people to learn in that environment. There were no favorites, you know, you treat everybody the same.
Yep.
You're consistent, okay? You're creating an environment for people to learn, young people to learn. The one thing you don't want to do is start having favorites. If you start having favorites and start treating people different, you have cracks everywhere. Cracks can appear everywhere. And I've learned that from first class cricket to working in a school environment, how to talk to people, the interaction, how to treat people in terms of like, you can't be belittling people in front of people. If you want to talk and have a go at people, you have a one-to-one meeting with them, and you look into their eyes and you tell them exactly where you stand. This thing about belittling people in front of the whole group is just downright bullying and disrespectful. And we can't have that. This is 2025, you know? If there's an issue in the team, you call a team meeting, and the individual that's in question, you have a one-to-one with that person, and you try to get the perspective from that person. Rose, you might have an opinion, but Rose, your opinion is not going to be listened to. You draw a conclusion already. Before, you know, Rose is guilty before Rose even opens his mouth. You know, you got to have the ability to respond. And I've learned something from people like Owen Roach, who sits next to you now. Okay, feedback is a gift. You have to be able to listen to offer the right objectives. If you don't listen to people, you can't offer the right feedback. You know, and that's the issue now. People in management who just want to talk down to you and don't want to listen to you, ain't going to go nowhere. Ain't going to go nowhere. We need to have an environment where everybody's heard and they'll be able to respond to the question that they've been asked. We have to have this one-way system ain't going to work.
Let me give you an example, Leslie, right?
Yeah.
Now, imagine the ICC, when they first spoke to Devon Thomas about match fixing.
Yeah.
The West Indies were on a tour of South Africa. The coach, nor the manager, did not even know that the ICC had approached Devon in South Africa. How does that make sense? Yet, you know, people say all kind of crazy stuff, but the manager should have been involved from there. How could you not know on such a matter as serious as alleged corruption that one of you guys is being questioned by the ICC? So it says a lot about the management structure.
Yeah, so that wouldn't. I can understand it.
No,
it's
I
the
can't.
West Indies.
I cannot.
We don't give about the West Indies. I could understand it, Rochi. If that was in Australia or in England, okay, that would have never happened.
Because you know what, it would have never happened. The ICC should have never spoken to a player before they go to the management.
Correct.
You understand? And that's the mistake right there. How could you come and speak to one of my players? You can't do that. You have to come to management first.
Yeah, this is fair.
You need to come and talk to me first. I'm the manager of the team. You just can't come and talk to one of my players. How can you possibly do that?
That wouldn't happen to any other international team in that time. It's a protocol you have to go through. So, you know what? It's only the West Indies. What you want. You know? It's a late behaviour. Oh, it's only the West Indies. You do what you want. If that was England, Australia, South Africa, New Zealand, that would never happen.
But the board has not even said anything. 2 years on, the board has said nothing at all about that incident.
Well, the board. How
does that make sense?
The board is not fit for purpose. You know that. The panel knows that, right? And it's all we talking about it, and they're listening, by the way. You know, the board ain't fit for purpose, and we got to start with the board first, and we got to turn them upside down and get rid of them and start again, because at the moment, you're not fit for purpose. That's my opinion.
And you may very well be right.
Yeah.
You may be very well right.
Rosie.
Yes, sir.
What you say about that? What Weeks just said a while ago?
Weeks, I think you got to be careful, because maybe in the near future you may be looking for a coaching job in the West Indies. So
I'm going to tell you that now. I've offered my service. It's been turned down for free. I have offered my own islander service for free. I get 9 weeks off in the summer. I said I'll come and coach for nothing. They're not bothered, mate. They don't like change.
Seriously?
They don't like change. They don't like change. Listen, there's not many people in the Caribbean who are coaching or has my qualifications.
I was just about to say, your knowledge, your input, experience, your exposure. Who can we point our fingers on in the Caribbean? We pick our friend, we not pick who is qualified. And I think maybe you need to keep your mouth shut a little bit, and then
I've got a nice job, Rosie. I'm all right.
It's always going to be better, man. Come on, money never.
The grass is never greener. The grass is never greener on the other side, Rosie.
We're good representing our own badge, though. You know, with your knowledge, though. I sit and I listen to you, and I'm very proud of you.
Rosie, the gentleman in the panel knows what I'm talking about. Me and Earl have discussed this all the time. They don't want people who are going to come and upset people and say, that's wrong, do this. They want people just to say yes. And it shows you now the progress they've had. They've had no progress because we keep employing the wrong people.
So let me ask you a question. This goes out to the panel as well. You know, I'm friends with Darren Sammy. Does he have a qualification? What level?
Zero qualification.
There we go. I'm friends with the president and I'm friends with Darren. But gentlemen, you guys need to pull your socks up and do the right thing.
It's a job for the boys, boy. It's a job for the boys.
Yeah. So what is that saying? You're picking your friend. Come on, man. You in England wasting your knowledge.
Listen, I migrated to this country to be a better human being, firstly. And me coming over here, and I left the system back home. My old lady got really poorly, and I left the system back home, not because I wanted to. I left the system to seek medical attention for my family, my mother. And I came over here, and I formed a life. I played for Yorkshire, I played for Northants. I did my little bit in county cricket. I'm qualified, fully pledged ECB coach over here, working in a school, doing wonderful things over here. I've offered my service to people back at home. They don't want it because you know what? They're set in the ways and they like it easy.
I think where we go wrong, where went 1 week, so they didn't get a good lawyer to back you up.
Well, I've got a good lawyer now. He's next to you.
The problem here is
unfortunately, I don't get in trouble to need a lawyer. But if I do, I've got one next to you there.
I don't know. I mean, look, it's just people are just too personal and petty. I mean, let's look at the Antigua situation. I mean, This is my personal opinion, right? Let me start by saying that. And I personally believe Eldin Baptist is one of the better coaches in the region.
Correct.
And yet, because Eldin had a case against Cricket West Indies along with Courtney Brown, they just don't want him to be part of the setup at all. And I think it's wrong. It's just not right. A man has to stand up for justice.
Personal.
You know, and the minute you stand up against these people, you become a pariah. All of a sudden, you should be sent in Robben Island, someplace in South Africa.
Yeah.
And no one wants to see you again because you stand up for what is right. I mean, Eldin has been around Antigua probably for the last 15 years since he got back from South Africa. And with that, besides the short stint that he did for Leewards and for Cricket West Indies as a selector, nobody ever asked for his services. And you know, it's wrong. It just shows you that there are lots of petty men out there. Very, very petty men who prefer to pick their friends. It's a fair game.
You guys keep on voting those representatives that represented West Indies board. Why you guys don't vote for the right people or nominate the right people?
I think it goes by the clubs. I think the association really was the Barbados. That's why they picked the president. I think. So you are? How you work?
I don't know.
How you work?
We need to pick the right people, man. How does it work?
Well, currently, who's currently the batting coach?
Batting coach Jimmy Adams.
Jimmy went to Pakistan.
Frank Lewis was buddy. Jimmy Adams.
A part-time batting coach, right?
What's Flying Reefer's role?
Assistant coach.
Assistant coach to Sammy.
What's he done in the game?
What?
Man,
What he does?
Friends with the president.
What's he achieved in this game? He was another one who didn't like it when he was short. Yeah?
Well, remember, hold on a week. You remember when there was a strike in West Indies cricket? He was the captain and Darren Sammy was around also, isn't it?
Well, he's from Barbados, so
right.
he gets a go.
Uh-huh.
You know, we're picking people because they're from Barbados and they're popular from here. What has Flying Reefer done in the game to warrant being an assistant coach of the Western cricket team? How can he change the demographic of the players? What are you going to tell them?
Week 6. I've seen and Richie Richardson and Eldin Baptiste is a prime example. Why didn't they give Eldin Baptiste the bowling coach instead of giving him a selector, giving him the role as a selector?
Great point.
Why didn't they give Richie Richardson the batting coach instead of giving him the manager for the team? So those type of stuff I don't understand. What's going on?
Yeah, who's making these appointments? Are the people making this appointment understands the game? Clearly not. You're offering Soccer Baptiste a selector when he's got more to give as a bowling coach.
Exactly.
And you're offering Richie Richardson a manager rather than the batting coach. So who are making these appointments?
A lot of these appointments, they made by men with very poor judgment, who are more politically inclined and cricket savvy. Yeah. And that's the problem right there. A lot of these men, you know, they're more interested in this old school time network as opposed to doing what is best for the game of cricket. You know, and you guys spoke a while ago about how people get selected to Cricket West Indies board. It's all about politics and semantics. You know, you tell a guy, I'm going to give you 3 test matches if you vote for me as president.
True.
And the guy start thinking, well, yes, man, some economy coming to some money going to make. You understand? But you're not looking at the bigger picture in terms of the development of cricket in the Caribbean. You're narrowing it down to just your country and the short-term economical benefits. And that has been happening for too long, and we need to move away from that.
Yeah, but what are the solutions? We keep on picking the people, then we criticize them. We're voting Donald Trump, and now we're criticizing the man. Why do we vote him? You understand?
Franklin, you're a controversial guy.
No, he's not. No, he's not a controversial guy. He's talking the truth. No,
it's the truth. It's the truth.
No, he's not controversial. He's talking the truth. And the answer, I think, again, it's my personal opinion, to that question, is that there now seriously needs to be an overhaul in terms of how the clubs and associations in the different islands go about selecting a president for Cricket West Indies. The whole structure needs to be dismantled. And if needs be, you know, perhaps we need to get someone to carry out a serious inquiry as to what has taken place over the last couple of years. I see your buddy from Jamaica, Chris Darren, for example, is back on board. I mean, questions need to be asked about these appointments. We just can't leave it up to a very few men to make these decisions anymore. The time has come now that there must be more transparency. I'm sorry, there must be more transparency. And even the Cricket West Indies president must be accountable to other persons.
Correct.
You just don't go and pick all your guys from the Windward Islands because you are friends. I'm sorry, it doesn't work so.
Who's picking these people?
I'm not calling any names, y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm sure if you all go and look at who have been selected. Am I talking the truth, Cliff?
Of course.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I mean, the president of coming from the Windward Islands, so everything seems to be shifting to the Windward Island. Why? It's just because the president is from there, so is the, what you call it, the guy club, old school club.
Old school time network.
See, I have to disagree with you because
gentlemen, how long?
Get rid of games.
How long?
Politics.
You
mentioned that
Politics,
again.
politics.
Politics.
I know.
That's what it comes down to again.
Yeah,
It's
weeks.
wrong.
Weeks, yeah.
Yeah, but how long that's been going on? How long has that been going on when you're captain of the West Indies or pick your countryman? So we had the Brian Lara pick all these players, Smith.
Robert Nard and Lincoln Roberts.
Lincoln Roberts, and so I had Dave Joseph.
Yeah.
Would never have been right.
Richard Smith, yeah.
Richard Smith couldn't leave Dave Joseph's boots.
Right.
Yeah? He couldn't carry Dave Joseph's bag. He played for the West Indies because Brian Lara was captain. Yeah? So it's been going on for quite a while.
It get worse than that. When Dave got dropped off West Indies team, people like Taddy said nothing. when they dropped Dave off West Indies team.
But weeks Courtney Washington didn't pick me.
he didn't pick me too because he came to St. Lucia when Sherry Campbell was captain of the A team. Basil Morgan from Munster was the umpire. Okay? And I bowl out New Zealand in St. Lucia. He came to watch the game. He was the captain at the time. You understand me? He didn't pick me.
Who's that?
I'm saying I buy this man Guinness
Watch.
every night.
I watched most of it this morning, so he could defend himself.
Malcolm Marshall was the same. Malcolm Marshall came to Antigua when he was the West Indies coach. Alright? I roughed up Windward Islands. Roughed him up. Me and Whitmore Quinn and Kenny roughed him up. And he's on the back in the back bowling bumper at Casper Davis and Cameron Coffey. And because I didn't bowl a bumper at Cameron Coffey and Casper Davis, I wasn't good enough. You know, I carry the can. I carry the can. So you got to remember, Ambi, Winston, Kenneth, LD, Hamish Anthony, me, Jensen, Whitmore Quinn, Billy John Maynard, carried the Leeward Islands can for a long, long time, winning red stripe tournaments.
Yep.
Right? 1 year I got 32 wickets in the first class season. I think I was the second highest wicket taker in the first class season. Winning the red stripe cup, didn't get a look in.
Mike Finley was the chairman then, right?
That's how we go. It's been going on for quite a while. Just depends who's captain, who's in the hot seat, and because there's no open transparency and nobody to answer to, right? They get away with it, do it year after year after year after year after year. And that's why the Western cricket now is in this state.
We're gonna wrap up now, guys, because you have to go and stuff. But before I go quickly, your buddy Vernon Springer just type in why y'all have the cooking demonstrate. So that's how your weeks will work out. Vernon Springer, just type and say y'all have the cooking demonstrate.
Because it's very simple. Where there's no vision, the people always fail.
Okay.
That's a simple response to it.
You hear, Vernon? So weeks, as we look to wrap up quickly, we're looking to wrap up. Your last comments, because we look to wrap up. Say last comments.
We need reform. We need to reform cricket in the Caribbean. We need to get serious and start uptraining some people and shake them out and start getting some serious cricket. And we need to stop, let the kids start playing longer formats of the game. 2-day cricket, longer version of the game, learn to bat long.
Right. Rosie, your last comments as we look to wrap up.
Look, man, I do not have a problem with West Indies cricket. We just don't have the talent at the moment, the quality players. My problem is, I'm mentally confused. I have never seen female school cricket players in Jamaica and at club level. And we won the World Cup, and one of our greatest players, Stephanie Taylor, she's from Jamaica. And I have never seen female cricket at club level and school level. So I would like to see female cricket introduced to clubs and in school in Jamaica. I don't know what's going on. I'm mentally confused. Do you guys have female cricket over there in Antigua at club level and school level?
No, we don't have a structured female.
So where are these female coming from?
They do play along with the guys and them, and then they.
No, man, no. Because we won the World Cup. And we have one of the greatest female as we speak. What's that girl from Barbados?
That's it.
No, Haley Matthew.
Yeah, what level of cricket does she play in Barbados?
Datin.
There's a Haley Matthew and Datin.
Yeah, what level of cricket they play in Barbados?
I think the same thing. I think they play with the guys too. That's what I believe Haley.
Man, what is wrong with those Caribbean people, man? I know it's not good for the market. It's not comparison to the male, but do something for the female. Right. That is my 2 cents.
Mochi, as you go.
I mean, as you guys know, I feel very passionate about West Indies cricket. I mean, that's the only thing that has actually brought us together as a people. And I am also equally passionate about how players are being treated after their playing days are over. So I'd like to invite you gentlemen to actually form a group and see if we can get some funds going in terms of supporting people, you know, who has made a meaningful contribution to Leeward Islands cricket and to Antigua, Montserrat, Nevis, St. Kitts, Anguilla cricket. I think it's very important. And I think when we start such initiatives, then the parents will be more inclined to get their children involved as well, because that's, for me, a move in the right direction.
Right. Cleve, as we wrap up, last comments.
Once again, it's just nice being here. Quite enjoyed the conversation this morning. West Indies cricket has been dear to all of us. Because of cricket, I can say I became a better person, not only from playing the game, but then people saw you in the community and they recognize the talent and they gave you opportunity. So I always want to see the cricket keep going. I never want to see cricket die, but sadly to say it looks like as if it is dying. Hope not. And as Owen said, let us put aside something, let us form some sort of association so we can help the past players. Know for a fact the few of them has fallen on hard time, especially in Antigua, and we need to set up a fund as such so that they can benefit and live out the last of the years in a quite normal and decent way.
Okay.
Well said.
It was a pleasure sitting down here listening to all the remarks from everyone. I'm not a big cricket fan, I'm more so a football fan, but my dad...
What are you doing here?
My dad here, you know, he played cricket for Antigua and Leeward Islands and so forth. And so it was really good hearing the different perspective from all past players, whether from national or regional level. I can say that I learned a lot, and from what I'm hearing, it has inspired me to even want to go into admin within the cricket association or even just Cricket West Indies. But it was a good conversation, and I think it shouldn't just be talks, but we should work on actually putting things in place to benefit the players, grassroots players, and former players who should benefit. Because quite a lot of times, I have friends who play cricket, and they say, so-and-so used to play cricket. Or one time I heard somebody say, yeah, that is Cliff Joseph. And I say, hey, somebody know him? But, you know, like these former players aren't highlighted, and I think things like that needs to happen. Because there's so many great persons who would have passed through the system, and, you know, you hear nothing about them. So,
true.
Yeah.
Daddy?
Like close, you know, and I think Franklin asked, why is she doing here? I'm so happy to have her, because maybe the dad wouldn't show up. 2 weeks now have him. trying to get him for a couple of years, you know, and keep dodging. Like when he born in bouncers, people duck in. You know. But Franklin, man, I'm so happy to have you, and that's why I've been here before.
Man, good to connect.
Yeah, I mean,
thanks for being with you guys, man. I look forward to having more.
I'm saying to you, we can have you again soon, because see, you like me outspoken. I like those kind of things. You know, I was never a favorite. You know, like Earl said, what the big shot said, going to the slave master. You know?
Yep. That's
what it saw me. I was tough on my guys. I wanted the best for them, you know. And like Owen said, Cleve reminded me that last week, I was telling him, look, if you're not a good cricketer, you might retire when you're 20, 29, 30, 40, 25, but you have to have something to fall back on. So I take them home every evening, make sure they go study their schoolwork, and there have to come something good in life. Because after 35, you have to do something. And I don't want them on the street to get in trouble. You know, I never wanted that when they get in trouble and so. So when they come home, you know, they can't drink and smoke and so on. They can't take out of the picture. Those guys can't come around me. I don't encourage that. So, and like, I'm so pleased to see Leslie again, because next couple of months we can't have him because he's going to be in the cricket field coaching people. You know, but my good friend Rochi here, he didn't answer the question how many bouncers he ducked for. It's okay. So, but it's okay, you know. So, hey, look, I'm very happy about the program today. I put on a wonderful program today, and I'm very, very happy that it turned out so good. It's very good and enlightening for me, you know.
Yeah, I just want to say on behalf of myself and the panelists, thanks to you, Rose, for taking the opportunity to come and talk to us. And Weeksy, as always, you know, we all talk almost every day. Thanks for taking time out to talk to us. As Taddy said, it was a really nice program, and I hope sometime in the future we can do something again like this. You know?
Yeah, for sure. Pleasure.
Have a good weekend, guys.
People you don't know, Black Griffin Entertainment presents Enjoy Tree, the Feel Good Fest, City of Colors. You don't know, this one is going on February the 23rd. The place to be is Jack Idle. Remember, people, the starting time 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Get the tickets them now. You can call 725-9900 and get the tickets them now. Book your tables, book your cabana. Enjoy the Feel Good Fest. Tree, you don't know, people, Jack Idle, the place to be. Get tickets them now, $75. Check your ticketing app, or you can check Roti King and get a ticket them now for Enjoy. Or you can get a ticket delivered 725-9900 and get a ticket delivered island wide here. Enjoy Tree, the Feel Good Fest. City of Colors, that means wear anything colorful. You see? Enjoy yourself. So what the fact here, enjoy, you come enjoy yourself. Feel good.